It's not Thanksgiving, but we should be giving every day. We shouldn't spend a few moments without thinking about what we're not giving. You see, I realized that for the last few days, I've really been focused on the opposite. I've been focused on what I'm not getting. Focusing on what we're not getting, it's sometimes hard to do, right? Especially when you want to get things in your life. We want to get happiness. We want to get validation. We want to get approval. We want to get certain things in our life, and we're human beings, and of course we're going to want things, right? We also have to think about what energy that puts out. When you're focused on what you're not getting, you almost have this energy in you that repels everything that you actually want. You say, I want this thing. I want this thing. I want this thing. I don't think we think about how much that actually repels us from getting it, because instead of focusing on how we can actually achieve what we want, we're just focused on the fact that we don't have, that we don't have what we want already. I think what's always helped me in my life and what's always helped me in the long term is giving. Other people can't do it as easily that I've been able to do it. And I think that's just me, I think that's just my personal opinion. And we all got to have our own opinions. But recently, I've tuned into other people's frequencies, and other people and people who are really feeling upset or depressed or anxious. And this is just my opinion, but a lot of the times they focus on what they're not getting. And when we focus on what we're not getting, we put out a very repulsive energy that repels at anything that we really want, because it's just telling the world and it's telling the universe and it's telling God or whatever you believe in that you already don't have enough. We always feel like we need other people's approval. We always feel like we need things outside of us to make us feel good. We always feel like we need a new phone. We need more followers. We need more clothes. We need more views. We always feel like we need all these things outside of us. Even myself, I forget that we don't need things outside of us. What we really need is ourselves. And once we come back to ourselves, we don't need anything else, because every single thing that you want outside of you can be provided by you. You see, I had to realize this. I wanted love. I wanted love from other people. I wanted love from my friends. I wanted love from my family. And I wanted it so bad that I forgot that, when you were put in this world, there was nothing that you really wanted. There was nothing that you really saw was something that you needed. There was nothing that you really needed outside of you. Everything that you had was already within you. So anything that was outside of you was just cool. It was just new. And you weren't focused on what you weren't getting. When you were younger, and when we were all younger, we weren't thinking about what we weren't getting because we didn't know there were things outside of us that really existed, Everything was amazing. Everything was new. Everything was brand new. And everything was something that was just like a wow. Everything had a wow factor to it. One thing I can think about that we always focused on when we were younger is giving. You can think that I'm wrong. I don't think I'm wrong. I think when we were younger, we always focused on the things that we gave. We always wanted to give hugs. We wanted to give our parents hugs. We wanted to give our friends hugs. We wanted to tell people good things like, I love you. We wouldn't think twice about complimenting people. Even today, earlier, I didn't have to, but I love to give people compliments, but I thought twice about it. And it wasn't me thinking twice. It was my ego thinking twice. And you have to separate who you are at heart from your ego, because they're two different things. Your ego will tell you that you're doing something wrong when you're giving somebody validation, when you're giving somebody a compliment. Your ego will tell you it's wrong to make other people's happy. Your ego will tell you you need to feel good. So in order to feel good, you have to protect yourself from other people. So instead of giving somebody a compliment, you feel like you're going to be judged. And what is that going to do? That's going to break your ego. That's going to break what people see of you. That's going to break your frame. That's going to break the frame that's covering the photo. And you don't want people to really see the photo, so you put a filter over the frame and you put that over the photo. But what does that do? It covers up what you really see, and it covers up what other people really see. And the problem is we don't want people to really see who we are, and we don't want people to really see what's inside of us. And that's our ego. That's not us, because us at heart, when we were younger, we didn't even really know what we looked like until we looked in a mirror and we said, damn, that's us. Like, we didn't really care about other people's opinions. We didn't really care about what other people thought of us, and we didn't really take that in. So we were only focused on what we could give. We were focused on making other people happy. We were focused on what made things, outside of us so good and so pure. And at heart, we are good and we are pure and we are greatness. We forget that because we focus so much on what we're not getting instead of what we're not giving. Did you think about what you gave in the last few days, in the last few minutes? Because I didn't. right now I'm providing this video, and I want to provide this video because I want to help other people. I want to, even with my own anxiety, even with my own overthinking, even with my own issues, I want to be able to provide for other people, because when you provide, you shall receive. Now, that's something that was in the Bible. That's something that a lot of people can say as an expression, but I just know that every single time that I give something, I get something in return. And it doesn't come from like this neediness or this want. It's more of like when you don't hold yourself back, and just out of the kindness of who you are and not what your ego wants, but out of the kindness and the pureness of what you are, when you focus on what you give and what you can give to other people, whether that's a compliment, whether that's, just a little, I don't know, a little spark of happiness in somebody's life, whether that's saying, hey, like, I like what you're doing there. I like to see you happy. I like to say, hey, you have a really nice smile, Sometimes it comes in the compliment. Sometimes it comes in the form of giving a silent prayer, like recently, instead of looking at people and judging them, because that's naturally what we do and naturally what I do as a human sometimes, I'm trying to look at everybody outside of me and just give them a silent prayer. Give them a silent compliment. At the end of the day, you have to give what you would want to get. If you want to get validation, validate other people. It shouldn't come from a sense of neediness or a sense of, it's like, it's a bad vibe if it's coming out of a sense of you just want it so bad. But just give what you want to receive. And instead of focusing on what you're not getting, you got to focus on what you're not giving. When you focus on giving, you're going to get more because you're not thinking about what you're not getting. You're just focused on what you can give. So every time you're around people, every time you're around a loved one, every time you're around new people, don't judge others so hard if you don't want to be judged yourself. Don't overthink so much about what you're not getting in your life right now. Start to think about what you're not giving in your life. It breaks your mind. It's an entire flip of a switch and giving doesn't always have to come in the form of materialistic things. Giving can just be, like I said, giving a silent prayer to somebody, saying, hey, like, I just hope that this person is doing all right. I pray that this person is happy. I pray that this person, if they're not happy, finds happiness and that happiness finds them. We can think about giving in the sense of giving somebody a compliment. We can give somebody just a little piece of joy because you don't know what other people are going through. You don't know what other people are going through. So you don't know that if that one little thing that you gave can make somebody else happy. I've been thinking about it and I haven't been happy for so long. And it's because I've been focused on all of these things that I'm not getting. I'm not getting approval for my videos. I'm not getting views and likes and followers and all these things. But instead of focusing on that, I should really be focused on what I'm not giving. I want to get all these other things, but am I giving things to others? Am I giving people a reason to want to give me something? If you're not giving others something, you can't stick your hand out and expect them to want to do something for you. We need to focus on what we can give to other people instead of what we're getting from people. Stop focusing on if other people are fans of you. Stop focusing on if other people like you. If people don't like you and if people have issues with you, you have to silently pray for them, forgive them. And it's hard, forgive them, but just give them a sense of joy and happiness, even if that person doesn't deserve it. Because sometimes it's going to hurt, but in the long term, the world and God and things will be put in place to give you back what you just gave. You're giving happiness, if you're giving pureness, and you're giving real, authentic feelings and emotions, if you're giving all of that to others out, you'll receive it right back. But you can only get what you give. So if you're putting out negativity, and you're putting out bad vibes, and you're putting out negative emotions and negative feelings and all that negativity, if you're putting out negativity, you're only going to get that back. You only get back what you give. So you can only receive what you're giving too. If you unconsciously are putting out negative emotions and putting out negative feelings, even without saying it, if it's going and fumigating in your head, the world and things outside of you are just going to keep giving that back to you. Start giving. Start focusing on things that you can give to others. Start focusing on things that you can give to yourself that can provide joy for yourself. But really, most importantly, start focusing on the things that you can give to others, the things that you can give to the outside world, the things that you can provide to others, and the things that you can provide to the external. Don't focus so much on what you're not getting. Focus on what you're not giving. Because I swear there's one thing that you're not giving. Start focusing on things that you can give instead of things that you're not getting.